Hi, welcome to Cast and Loose Living Room. I'm Lynn Marie Rosenberg. I am here today with Alex J. Moreno. Hi, Alex.
Hello.
Alex is an actor whom you might know from Kevin Can Wait. You might not know him from his high school production of Rapunzel Uncut, for which he auditioned for Rapunzel, but was cast as the town fool. Didn't I have that right? That's what it was,
That's
right?
exactly right.
I bet you were a great fool, though.
I still am.
When I asked Alex what sort of issues in the industry he'd like to discuss today, he suggested sizeism. So I thought we'd take a look at what breakdowns have to say about large men. Straight out of the gate, the industry doesn't seem to be totally sure larger men exist.
Men, 27 to 42 years old, all ethnicity. Attractive/real, no one overweight.
You're not real. No one is real. And their sentence structure seems to suggest a confusion with parallelism.
Arthur, supporting. Male, 21 to 31, portly but intelligent, interning scientist.
But intelligent. What does being portly and being intelligent have anything to do with one another?
Blood flow, I don't know. There should be a scientific reason for it.
And apparently he's interning and he's going to figure it out. In general, the industry seems to have made some judgments on your abilities for self-perception.
Brad Bradley, school bus driver, always thinks he looks good, but is in his late 30s and slightly overweight.
Thinks he looks good, but is in his late 30s. I think I look good and I'm in my late 30s. Maybe I have something wrong.
Bozo, 30s, funny looking, short, fat, glasses, loud, likes to be the center of attention, thinks he's very funny, always hits on women, always fails. I mean, that could be for a lot of reasons.
Number one, maybe that his name is Bozo. I think his parents set him up for failure with that one. But there's one complex, challenging role that I see pop up for heavy men over and over again. Pervert.
Mikey Lambros. Lou Lambros is hapless, short-fused, overweight, number 2 in command, gangster kingpin son. He is spoiled and lazy, dim and pervy.
With no regard to commas whatsoever.
35 to 45-year-old Caucasian male who looks 50 plus. An enigmatic man, ideally very overweight, 30s, who spends his days serenely and unthreateningly ogling a young female tennis player.
May I take this opportunity to suggest that ogling is fundamentally threatening?
Yes!
Yes!
Which is like a great direction a casting director could give you.
Ogle her, but not threateningly. Oh! Despite the setbacks, gentlemen, Alex, in your career, be sure to keep your eyes on the target.
Union males to portray large, heavy-set men. Please note if you are comfortable being shirtless and having baloney thrown at a painted bullseye on your stomach.
It really takes a turn by the end.
Yeah, and no.
No? You wouldn't go after that one?
I've played plenty of shirtless men, but baloney on skin might be my line.
Come on. I mean, it's so demeaning. These are human beings that are deciding whether or not to subject ourselves to this stuff.
As a big guy, I get called in for shirtless things, and I naturally, as Alex, love to be shirtless.
Nice.
So I'm from Miami, so it's pretty hot, and I just got really used to it, and I think that I'm very comfortable with it, but there's certain, you read breakdowns like that, and it's like, I would never go in for that.
Yeah.
But there's other breakdowns where it's like, okay, this is a normal guy being shirtless, he's just comfortable in his own skin,
Yeah.
which is cool, but not with a bullseye and baloney getting thrown at me.
Something you mentioned in your email to me was that you don't feel like you've faced specific discrimination or specific incidents of discrimination, but rather there's this constant feeling of there are things you know in the eyes of the industry, this is not you. So, and I was saying I feel very similar, where if I see the word beautiful in a breakdown, that's not for me. That is not to say that I don't, Lynn Marie Rosenberg, consider myself beautiful, but I know that the word beautiful in the industry means something very specific.
The things that I get called in for are things like fat, overweight, funny best friend, which is, funny best friend's alright, but like, it's always with overweight, or like creepy, like overweight guy, scary dude in a corner. Seeing those things and submitting for those things is almost easier than reading all the other breakdowns, like a love interest, and saying, well, that's not me. Or seeing hero, oh, that's not me. Or seeing just a regular guy, well, they're not going to want to see me as that. So, and then just constantly telling yourself, that's not me, over and over again. And after a while, you start to actually think it's not you.
Right. There's a bleed into your personal life. I feel that way as well. I have a good friend who's both an actor and a writer. And she realized she's half black, half Caucasian. And she realized that she was never writing herself as a protagonist. She was seeing herself as a supporting character. Mm-hmm. And I think I've done the same thing. As I struggle with dating. I struggle with seeing myself as the protagonist, love interest, lead. Yeah. Because I'm used to being best friend, sardonic side action, whatever it is. Yeah. And it takes a toll, I think, after a while. Or you have to be able to do a deep self-search to move through it in your personal life.
Came from Miami, right? Everyone around me is like me. The minority is the majority. I see lawyers, I see doctors, politicians, and they all look like me. Mm-hmm. At the preface to this, I was always like a movie kid, and I would like to use movies to like escape from like my life. The first week that I moved to New York City and I went to Central Park, and I had this like epiphany like moment where I'm in a movie. Like I'm in a movie scene right now. Like this is a movie to me. Why do I feel like I'm in a movie right now? It was because of the people that made up the scene. It was just like 90% white people, like a few black people, a few Hispanic people. It's like this place that I used to escape to. It's like a place that you kind of want to escape from now, in a way,
Yeah.
It's like this place that I want to break into, this world of like this industry, to break into in order to break out of.
You can either use being in New York City to ignore problems because it's so exciting and fun and diverse and, or you can use it to really like click into problems.
And you start to see it, and it's unignorable.
I think the way to start chipping away at issues of representation and diversity is love. I think it is love amongst performers. I think it's love amongst playwrights and performers and producers. I think the way we move through it is connection. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Take care of each other and be professional.